The European Commission has approved the registration of the designation Rooibos Red Bush in its register of protected designations of origin and protected geographical indications. That's a mouthful, isn't it? The first African food to receive the status of a protected designation of origin in the EU register. Martin Berg is the chairperson of the South African Rooibos Council. Martin, good afternoon. What does it mean in practice?
Hi, John. It means in practice that we have the same designation as products as like champagne and port and so on, which simply is the protection of a name. Nobody else may use the name Rooibos, but it is also gives you a certain status about quality, reliability, sustainability, all those things that go together with a GI. That's all on the positive side. On the defensive side, it also means that we don't need to keep watching our backs for people who illegally go and register the name Rooibos, and then we have to fight it again. It is now secured.
Has it been quite a fight, taking on people who call their tea Rooibos or Red Bush when it has absolutely nothing to do with the geographical origin of South Africa?
It's a continuous thing. The biggest fight people will recall was quite some years ago in the US, where it literally took us years to reclaim the name Rooibos. But it's a continuous thing. A few years ago it happened in France, and it's both time-consuming and niggling.
And expensive, I would imagine.
And expensive.
Yeah. The media release that I saw earlier, which led me to this interview, said that a product protected as a protected geographical indication. Okay, so protected designations of origin, and there's a difference between that and something protected as a protected geographical indication. But you've got both.
We've got both.
Okay, so that means that for something to be called Rooibos or Red Bush tea, it has to be made from a plant grown in South Africa and processed into tea within South Africa as well.
Exactly, and according to a certain method, which doesn't really affect us because everything is done by the certain method. But again, if you think of something like champagne, there is a methodology in the process, and Rooibos, to be called Rooibos, must follow that same methodology.
Okay, so it frees you up then to concentrate on growing, manufacturing, marketing, selling.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, and it creates an awareness. There's very much an awareness of products which carry this certification.
And how discreet, how limited is the protection? Because, I mean, historically, the Clanwilliam area, that part of the country, is where Rooibos was grown. But it is now being grown in other parts of South Africa, which are geographically quite separate from the Clanwilliam area, the Cedarburg. Does that matter in terms of this description?
Yeah, Rooibos is a fynbos plant and will only grow in the winter rainfall area. So you're quite right. It started off in Clanwilliam and it has spread into other areas, but it's still confined to the winter rainfall area. So that is the definition. It's the winter rainfall area of South Africa, which is most of the Western Cape and part of the Northern Cape.
Okay. And, I mean, let's talk about Rooibos and this winter and winter rain. Wetter than usual May. So far, effectively no rain at all in June, although there are some prospects, I believe, for post the middle of June. What's your growing and harvesting season looking like?
Well, our harvesting season being January to April was particularly dry, but we expect that. That's normal. When Cape Town got all its rain towards the end of April, the Rooibos area didn't get much rain. So we are below average this year. Last year we were below average as well, and then the second half of the year produced a lot of rain, and we actually had a very good crop. So we're below average this year, but it's not negative yet.
Okay, that's good to hear. Martin Berg, thanks very much for walking us through that, the chairperson of the South African Rooibos Council.